All right, we got more news to get to. We're going to look at these NGOs launching the civil war. That is the argument that is happening with all of these NGOs popping up with different protests across the country. Are we heading for a civil war? Is this all part of a plan? As one of our Brad Gilbert in our chat, just thank you for your $10 Canadian super chat, says U.S. aid under neocon narcos. Rioters knew where ICE raids would happen. Los Angeles uses Gotham. Loomer-proof Palantir pushing for CCP surveillance, 15-minute cities where no king's protests are. Trump equals a Trojan horse. So we'll see about that. Is that what's really going to, we're pushing for full biometrics, like this idea of Trump doubling down and quadrupling down on ICE raids is all in an effort to move us towards a biosurveillance state?
You heard it. Let's go back a little bit real quick.
Trump equals a Trojan horse. So we'll see about that. Is that what's really going to, we're pushing for full biometrics, like this idea of Trump doubling down and quadrupling down on ICE raids is all in an effort to move us towards a biosurveillance state? Hey, that's an interesting take, but.
Yep. All right. Everything's moving towards this B system. Okay. This MOTB system that's being rolled out. All right. So first and foremost, call her Lord Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai Ba'Hashem HaKadosh. Double honors to the elders and apostles of the great millstone who teach and rule well, peace and infinite salutations to the elect that are scattered abroad doing this work in truth and in sincerity. All right, and you see the title of the lesson, Order Ab CHAO. Okay. And what I'm going to do real quick is Google Order Ab CHAO, what the meaning is real quick. Okay, Order Ab CHAO is a Latin phrase meaning order from chaos. It's a motto often associated with the Scottish Rite of Freemasonry. Yeah, this is an order. Ultimately, this is a motto, a slogan from really the elites of Esau Edom. Okay, the ones who, have a plan to get everybody, tagged with the charagma, okay? And they're going to bring that order through chaos, all right? Order through chaos. See, Esau, he's in control of the whole earth. Job 9:24, the earth is given into the hands of the wicked. And we know, Esau plays on both sides of the spectrum, okay? So he's bringing chaos with these riots and protests. He's bringing chaos with, the ICE raids. He's bringing chaos with, famines, controlled famines. All right. And ultimately to come in and establish order, which is going to be, martial law being declared and ultimately people getting shipped up. And that's why, everything is moving the way it's moving. Okay. So I'm going to play this back a little bit, and then I'm going to keep playing it. All right. But first, let me open with a scripture. This is Habakkuk 2 and 3. It says, "For the vision is yet for an appointed time, but at the end it shall speak and not lie. Though it tarry, wait for it, because it will surely come. It will not tarry." Right. And the vision, the prophecies are not tarrying anymore, man. All right, the prophecy primarily the mark of the beast and the civil unrest, Jacob's trouble. The prophecy of Jacob's trouble is not tarrying, right? And we've been watching and waiting and praying, and now we're seeing Yahweh Ba'Hashem Yahweh Shai working in these last days, man. Okay, and all of this stuff that's taking place is just order out of chaos. Okay, order ab CHAO, which is going to lead to this microchip being mandated. Okay. This is all part of the plan. Both sides of the spectrum, Biden allowing all these, migrants into the country was all part of the plan. Okay. Then this guy Trump gets in and he's, putting order out, and doing these ICE raids. And ultimately you're getting kickback. The people aren't for it. You see riots, LA's on fire, and you got this protest that's coming up on Saturday. What is it called? It's called No King's Protest. Okay. Trump, who has likened himself to a king, bristles at no king's protest, which is going to be on Saturday. You're going to have protests all over the world, here in America, I should say, all over America that are going to be, protesting against ICE. So civil war is on the rise. All right. So the vision is not tarrying anymore. All right. So let's play this.
That, it's not really very genuine of us to call for peace with one side and then arm the other side with deadly weapons. That's not a winning diplomatic strategy. We've seen that play out. So there we go.
All right, we got more news to get to. We're going to look at these NGOs launching the civil war. That is the argument that is happening with all of these NGOs popping up with different protests across the country. Are we heading for a civil war? Is this all part of a plan? As one of our Brad Gilbert in our chat, just thank you for your $10 Canadian super chat, says U.S. aid under neocon narcos. Rioters knew where ICE raids would happen. Los Angeles uses Gotham. Loomer-approved Palantir pushing for CCP surveillance, 15-minute cities where no king's protests are. Trump equals a Trojan horse. So we'll see about that.
So you see that where these protests are taking place are being turned to 15-minute cities. So this is all as the plot thickens, as the story unfolds. We're seeing more and more that Esau is behind all of this, ultimately, preparing this new world order. This is all an experiment taking place. You better believe everything that's happening on earth is not just by coincidence. The elites have their hand in everything. Okay. And they're trying to, master their plans of this new world order. Okay. They do it by something called gradualism. Okay. They do things in increments. They do a little bit here and they wait, and then they do a little more, and then they wait. And then they, it's gradually, everything is gradually getting closer to this beast system, the microchip system, the surveillance, new world order system, everything going to be surveillance heavily like they have over there in China. All right. But this is real quick. This is Isaiah 10:1. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees. Okay. Woe unto them that decree unrighteous decrees and write grievousness which they have prescribed. Yeah, and these devils, they're about to come down with a lot of unrighteous laws, okay, to get everybody chipped up. All right. Soon you're going to have to prove that you're an American citizen and really in alliance with America by taking a chip. And if you don't got it, they're going to cast you into prison. They send you to one of these third world countries and, slay, kill you, behead you, whatever it may be. But we're entering quickly into this NWO system, and it's going to be through order ab CHAO. Esau, the man of sin, okay, the wicked, as the scriptures say, the so-called white man is the wicked. He's the one who's bringing all this chaos, bro. Okay, and he's doing it so then he can play on the other end of it and, try to save the day with some type of order, which we know the order is going to be the microchip, man. All right. So this devil, he's playing both sides of the field. And it doesn't, that's why your vote don't matter, bro. Who you voted for to be president. The presidents are just puppets for the elites. The president is nothing but a front man. Okay. That's doing the bidding of the elites. And all your presidents are rubbing shoulders with the global elites, the Rothschilds, Rockefellers, so on and so forth. And they have a plan. And this is all according to their plan. As the title says, everything is by design. All right. Everything that's happening is by design, man. All right. Let's play a little bit more. And I'm watching this for the first time, so I'm letting it play out.
Is that what's really we're pushing for full biometrics? Like this idea of Trump doubling down and quadrupling down on ICE raids is all in an effort to move us towards a biosurveillance state? Hey, that's an interesting take. But right now, you can't argue with the fact that cities across the United States are burning and protests are taking hold across America, from Chicago to Denver to Houston to Miami to New York to Austin to Los Angeles. So we're going to talk about that in a moment.
But first, we want to tell you about our friends over at IQ Bar, which is our exclusive snack sponsor. IQ Bar is the better for you plant.
All right. Let me skip past this shit.
All right, let's talk about something that's not delicious and not exciting, but we need to talk about it. President Trump just announced he's quadrupling the amount of ICE raids across the United States, 4 timesing it. Yes, he's going on the offensive. Meanwhile, California's anti-law riots are no longer confined to just the Golden State. They're now spreading coast to coast. Chicago, Seattle, Atlanta, San Francisco.
Yeah, they got military soldiers ready. And we've been warning you about Jacob's trouble, man. All right. So this shit's about to get real, man. This shit's about to go down. All right. This is about to be Jacob's trouble, man. Everything is by design. Everything is by design. Okay. And this devil, he works in gradualism, man. So let me read some of these scriptures. Shalom, Nikon, Shalom, bro. Micah 6:12, it says, for the rich thereof are full of violence. Yeah, and who is the rich? It's talking about the elite of Esau, Edom, the ones who rule the earth. They are full of violence. And Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai is about to put the spirit on them. Okay. About to put the spirit on them to bring total annihilation. Bring violence. Okay. So as we get closer, bro, this shit is about to get real. And I'm just reading, Salaki, I'm reading some news break articles that just came up. So much stuff is going on, bro. I mean, prophecy, as the elder Malcolm says, is popping like popcorn, literally. But it says, for the rich thereof are full of violence, and the inhabitants thereof have spoken lies, and his tongue is deceitful in his mouth. And yeah, this devil, he goes and he speaks lies. He gets on national TV and speaks on lies on everything. Everything this devil speaks on is lies, bro. Deceit. Okay. Let's grab this. Ezekiel 12:25. For I am the Lord, I will speak, and the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. Yeah, so all of the prophecies that we've been telling you about is about to take place. The famine, the civil war, civil unrest, sedition, it's already happening. And ultimately, World War III. It's going to lead to World War III. It's going to lead to the microchip, the crash of the U.S. dollar, a police state, martial law, heavily surveillance. You're not going to be able to travel into the cities without having the chip. And they show you that in that movie. I believe it. What is that? Songbird? Let me see. Was that movie with the C-19? Songbird. Yeah. Songbird. Yeah, that's a good movie. He had the wristband. In that movie, Songbird, he had the wristband. You got to have a wristband to travel. But ultimately, it's going to be the microchip. That's what's coming. Right? And they're going to do this thing in stages. At first, yeah, it might be a wristband. It might be, some type of hall pass. But then it's going to ultimately lead to the microchip. You're not going to be able to leave, travel, go onto the highways. You're not going to be able to go from city to city unless you've been chipped up. All right. It's going to be, hey, bro, they got the 15-minute cities. They got FEMA camps already ready. See, everything is by design that's taking place. All of this stuff is just preparation for the New World Order. And when it comes, when they really roll this thing out, when this shit hits the fan, so to say, they gonna come hard. Okay, it's gonna be you're gonna know it's Jacob's trouble, man. All right, the squeeze, as some of the elder apostles say, it's gonna be the squeeze. We're gonna really see that squeeze coming soon. All right, Ezekiel 12:25. For I am Yahweh Shai, Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai. I will speak. And how does the Lord speak? He speaks through the mouth of the prophets, pursuant to Luke 1:70. Okay. Luke chapter 1 and verse 70 tells you that the Lord is speaking through the prophets. Okay, we are the mouthpiece of the Lord. We're giving you warning. We're warning you of what the Lord is about to do. It says, "Then the word that I shall speak shall come to pass. It shall be no more prolonged. For in your days, O rebellious house, will I say the word and will perform it, saith Yahweh Bashem Yahweh Shai." So the Most High is about to perform these prophecies. All right, let's keep playing it.
Francisco, Denver, Portland, New York, Austin, Texas, and more. I'm sure I'm missing a few because this has been happening over the past 24 hours. Meanwhile, a group called No Kings planning nationwide riots against the Trump administration on January 14th. I'm sure they'll say there'll be peaceful protests. Nothing to see here. It's supposed to coincide with Flag Day, the 250th birthday of the U.S. Army, and a military parade in Washington, D.C., and President Trump's birthday. The NGOs are spread out all over the country. Look at the different areas where they've organized these different protests in the coming weeks. Look at.
All right, look at this. This is the picture of where all these protests are about to take place in the coming weeks. So we're going to see this heavily. All right. And brothers that are, going to camp, make sure you try to stay away from this shit. If you at camp and they start setting up next to you, just get out of there, man. You don't want to be in the middle of this shit. If you got to go to a brother's house and whatever, just be wise in these times, man. Because this shit, we know Esau has his hands in all of this. Okay. You got certain agent provocateurs. You got, agents in the mix. We know how Esau rolls, man. So you always got to be circumspect. Okay. So this right here is a map of where all these protests is getting ready to take place. Look at this, man. So it's going to be heavily. And look at the New York area. The Northeast. Look at the Northeast. It's just heavy. The whole East Coast is going to be heavy. And you got the West Coast, California. We see what's going on in LA. This stuff is going to be happening all throughout 50 states, man. All right. So Jacob's trouble's about to pop off, bro. These prophecies about to unfold full scale. Okay. And all praise to CHAO. All you wicked Israelites, 2/3 that didn't want to get right, you about to die soon. That's what's coming. All right. A mass death, mass execution is coming. All right. The worst time in history.
Look at that. So you think this is just like organic, just popping up? This is a stunning map when you look at it. Overnight, the head of Mexico's Senate, the narco cartel-run Mexican government, now says they will annex the southern part of the United States and return Mexico's border to the 1830s map of Mexico. You think this guy's joking? Watch.
Yo estuve en la Torre Trump cuando decía el presidente electo Donald Trump estaba 16 días de tomar protesta por primera vez como presidente, asumir el cargo. Y yo dije, si hacemos el muro, sí lo pagamos, pero lo hacemos con el mapa de México en 1830. Este es lo que era Estados Unidos.
Which really, this whole land is stolen land, but they don't want to talk about that. They don't want to talk about this land being stolen. Woe to the bloody city. It is full of lies, as the scriptures say. Okay, riches got by deceit. Esau, the so-called white man, had stole this whole land, and now he's doing all of this, trying to send, the so-called Mexicans back to Mexico. But really, this was the land of the Northern Kingdom. A lot of Northern tribes were in this land. Gad, Reuben, okay, Issachar, and then Esau came and slaughtered millions of Israelites to get it. Okay. So this land really belongs to the Israelites. But ultimately, Esau came in and did what he did, which is just fulfilling prophecy. Okay.
En 1830. Y esto era.
So this guy's talking about building building a wall, but according to Mexico in 1830. You see
parte de México. No era todo México. Si ustedes pueden ver, quizás un tercio, mínimo una cuarta parte del territorio norteamericano era parte de México.
Now, Mexicans are demanding that Americans give back the land. This is what Nick Frietas just posted on Twitter. He said, Mexicans are demanding that Americans give back the land we conquered from the Mexicans, who conquered it from the Spanish, who conquered it from the native tribes, who were constantly conquering each other. So Mexico wants their land back and
Also,
ready for an invasion.
Have you ever heard of the Mayans? They absolutely did not want to be a part of Mexico and were conquered. So that's rich.
Right.
You get to say that.
At least we get to keep Louisiana, because that was what, before 1830, right? So we're
And look, these really all these devils is proud, man. You know, this is hey, all you Edomites, man, get ready for slavery. That's what you got coming. Okay, your America is falling. America is done. All right, so let's grab this real quick. Yeah, beautiful. Let me see. Second Ezra's 16 and 70. It says, "For there shall be in every place and in the next cities a great insurrection upon those that fear the Lord. They shall be like madmen, spoiling none, they shall be like madmen, sparing none, but still spoiling and destroying those that fear the Lord." So this time of persecution is coming, because they're gonna use all of this stuff. Esau, the so-called white man, the elites, bro, they know about the Israelites. They know who we are. They know the prophets are on the scene, and they know we have the truth. Okay, they know that they're Edomites. They know that we have the truth, and they really got a problem with us, starting with the elder apostles of Great Millstone on down, the Hebrew Israelites. So they're gonna use this, order ab CHAO to really come down upon the household of faith, you Israelites. That's why you got to understand, as the scriptures say, count the cost, understand what you're a part of. We're about to be hated by all men for the name of Yahweh Bashem Yahushai. And on top of that, they got this artificial intelligence shit. So they might use fake videos of brothers on the news doing some off the wall shit, on with these protests going on. Bro, look, this shit's about to get real, man. All right, but Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to be with us. Okay, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to be with us. Okay, let's go real quick. Let's grab Isaiah 19, because with these protests, could this lead to a civil war? We've been telling you that there's going to be, Americans versus Americans. We already see that taking place, but it's going to be on a heavy level. Right? Isaiah 19 and 2, it says, "And I will set the Egyptians against the Egyptians." Yeah, the modern day Egyptians are the Americans. Okay, America is labeled as a spiritual Sodom and Egypt. So these Americans are going to be against each other. The Most High is going to put the spirit on them to slaughter each other, man. It says, "And they shall fight everyone against his brother and everyone against his neighbor, city against city, and kingdom against kingdom." Yeah, so civil war. All right, that's coming as well. All right, and this is all order ab CHAO to ultimately establish the microchip, Revelation 13, the police state, everything being heavily surveillance. All right, this is it, bro. All right, so call hello Yahweh Bashem Yahushai, man. Play a little bit more of this.
we're good there,
I
right? We
guess.
still get to keep
Yeah, we got that in the
I have to get
Louisiana
that back.
Purchase. Maybe the French, maybe Emmanuel Macron and his husband will want that back. So we'll see about that. Meanwhile, President Trump is removed. So if President Trump is removed from power somehow, these guys are ready to invade the United States. Journalist Ryan Mata just over the border in Mexico just yesterday. This video is from yesterday, not last year. Watch this.
Ryan Mata reporting live from Tapachula, Texas. When you hear people like Christy Noem telling us that the border is closed, and you're taking a look at what I'm showing you guys right here, does this look like the Mexico border's closed? Does this look like the Mexican president is trying to slow down the flow of immigration? America, wake up. There is a tsunami of migrants just over our border, waiting to invade, waiting for President Trump to be removed from office, waiting for this regime change operation to take place so that they can install the next Rhino sleazebag sellout who's going to open the floodgates, and the gates of hell are going to open upon our country. You should pray that President.
And that's the fear, right? That we get a Rhino in there, like a Greg Abbott or other individuals who will keep these floodgates open to invade the United States.
Well, Yahweh Bashem Yahushai is going to cause an invasion anyways, regardless. Which I don't think, I think this guy Trump's going to be the guy, as the elder apostle has been saying. This is going to be the guy to usher in this chip, the cruel Lord, So, hey, continue to watch as well as pray. Let me go ahead and grab this. This is Revelation 12:12. Okay, it says, therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them, which is the elect. That's where we dwell. With this knowledge, wisdom, understanding, we dwell in the heavens. Okay, we dwell in the spiritual realm by being in the scriptures, man. We know the future. We know what's about to happen. We have faith, we believe, and we've been telling you people for years all of this stuff is coming. Now everybody looking crazy. Everybody's looking crazy but us. The same ones that, you know, these people was calling us crazy, now you looking crazy. You was calling us crazy, now you are looking crazy. All right, because we've been telling you this was going to happen. All right, so whatever comes to you, you scoffers and bullshitters, you deserve it. It's well deserved. We're going to clap our hands and we're going to laugh at the judgments, man. Revelation 12:12, it says, therefore rejoice, you heavens, and ye that dwell in them. Woe to the inhabitants of the earth and of the sea, for the devil is come down unto you having great wrath, because he knoweth that he have but a short time yet. And so this devil Esau, man, he's about to come down with his wrath, man. Okay? Esau, Edom, is about to come down with this wrath like never before seen, man. Okay? So let us prepare. Let us get ready by locking in the spirit, man. You know, but everything that's happening is by design. Don't think it's by coincidence. The ICE riot, you know, the protests, everything is by design, bro. It's order out of chaos, and chaos is coming rapidly. And what's going to come after that is order via martial law, military state, and Esau coming down with great wrath. Okay, so the elect continue to stay prayed up, continue to fight the good fight of faith. Yahweh Shemi Shai will be with us. You know, continue to have faith. Yahweh Shemi Shai, Barakathum. Okay, Shalom.